Today we're gonna get out and about in Alaska. What could possibly go wrong? I'm Zach George. I train dogs. This is my new dog, and I'm gonna show you how I train her from day one. Things definitely won't always go smoothly. You can start from the beginning, or you can pick up anywhere. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. When you put into motion an approach based on love and respect, your results will forever remain in motion. This is inertia. Welcome to the dog training experience. Okay, spoiler alert, this video does contain our most intense fall hike of all time. You're kidding me, it's a fall hike themed Super Chewer box. How appropriate for today's lesson. Go get it. So if your dog is the kind of dog that tends to destroy normal dog toys, Super Chewer is for you. They'll send you 2 crazy tough toys for your Super Chewer dog every single month. And if your dog ever does manage to destroy a toy, they'll even replace it with something else. You always get top-notch treats and chews too, so I'll use these throughout the month to train inertia who knows what. If your dog tends to like soft and fluffy toys, there's nothing like a BarkBox. BarkBox is a monthly subscription box too, and they have the most awesome, creative plush toys you've ever seen. There's a whole scene on the bottom of this shoe. But it's not just a boot. It squeaks. Go get it. Oh, she's gonna love these. And you get 1 shoe in your BarkBox too. And maple syrup. That's cool. Okay, go get it. All of you can get a free extra month of BarkBox or Super Chewer by going to barkbox.com/dogtraining or superchewer.com/dogtraining. I'm gonna have links below. Okay, I get the point. Go get it. Today's a pretty exciting day because we are going to take a hike into the rural, wild mountains of Alaska. This is gonna be a one-of-a-kind hike for Bree, Inertia, and me. My big question is, which Inertia are we going to get today? Are we going to get the very well-behaved, perfect angel Inertia? Or are we going to get the wild and crazy Inertia, who's just like, I've just gotta do everything at one time?
That one, second one.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of inertia is pretty fun, at least.
Yeah.
So we are in like the deep interior of Alaska. You might remember recently we took a long free walk on the beach because I was able to keep Inertia on a really long lead, and I was able to pretty much let her run around and explore wherever she wanted to. And so today I'm not really comfortable using the very long lead because we're in pretty wild terrain out here. I mean, this place is teeming with bears and moose everywhere. So I want to keep her a bit closer to me. So I'm going to be using a 6-foot leash instead. So that's why this is kind of a hybrid walk. I still want her to enjoy herself, have a good time, without her having to focus on strict rules more or less. So that's kind of the goal today. It is late August and we are cold. There's actually like ice forming. Being born and raised in the southern United States, I can really appreciate this. This is nice. Today we're equipped with bear bells and bear spray to try and keep the bears away. So Inertia still has to have some level of leash manners today, but we have to balance that with also letting her check everything out. Here it's clear that Inertia is distracted by these dogs nearby, so I'm gonna let her check them out and satisfy some of that curiosity. But once she's had a chance to get a good look and a sniff, I'll still attempt to call her back to me. This is a great chance for her to practice resisting those urges and paying attention to me when distracted. Come. Good. Stay. I know, so curious. There you go, good job. All right, let's do this. You might notice there's no trees around us. We're too high for trees to grow. Come on, switch back. Walks like this are great for quality of life for your dog because dogs seem to find wonderful gratification when they get to smell and just be in new places. Seeing a new place is fun for a dog just like it is for us humans. I say it all the time, but it really is important to train in a variety of settings often. Inertia, come, here. Good, okay. You can see how she smells a different type of plant life over here, all the other dogs, maybe a bear or a moose. Who knows what she's smelling, but she's enjoying herself. And since I don't want to completely throw my training out the window, we're going to practice come when called while she's distracted by a ground scent. This can be one of the most difficult things to call your dog off of if they're really into a scent. Inertia, hey, come. Yes! Good job. So that's good, you know, just throwing in those little tests. I don't want to do that constantly with her on this walk, but I want to know that she comes to me when she's distracted by a ground scent. Even walking on these narrow trails like this requires a lot of team building and trust. I mean, there are literally parts of this trail where one wrong step and you could fall down the mountain and it not turn out very well. We have to really be able to trust each other, and this is a great way to build that teamwork between me and Inertia, so I appreciate this opportunity. This is so weird. We found a lake in the middle of a mountain. mountain.
This is an alpine lake.
What's an alpine lake mean?
I think it just means a lake in the top of a mountain.
Oh, okay. Let's go check out the lake. It has that like bluish hue to it. Is that because it's glacier water?
Yeah.
It's so clear.
Look at all that hail in your fur.
I know. Can you shake off? You're getting all wet. There you go. Good, I knew shake off would come in handy. Hail in August.
I know.
Okay, so we got rained out a little bit. We thought the weather was gonna be better. It happens, but we were worried about the trails becoming unsafe on our return because of all the moisture, and it's a dirt trail, so we didn't want to be slipping off the mountains. When we got here, I swear, that mountain was green, and now it's white. That is trippy. She doesn't care at all that it's raining.
I know, she's like, let's go keep hiking. Why did we stop?
I know. Looks like the rain's letting up, and there's some more area for us to explore, so we're gonna go check it out. And you might recall that we've given Inertia a chance to explore so many different types of environments, from Alaskan beaches to the Gulf of Mexico, dense city environments in Atlanta and the French Quarter in New Orleans, pumpkin patches, riverbanks, and on and on. Once you've taken your dog to a few novel places, you might expect them to always behave the same way in a new place. But in order to really teach your dog to be reliable, you've got to take them to so many dramatically different places. And that's one of the many things we're showing you how to do firsthand in this series. Come here, heel. Come here, muddy dog.
Oh my gosh.
Good, switch. Good, lie down. Good, stand. I'll tell you what, Bree, why don't you drill us and give us some random stuff that we can do here.
Okay, high five.
Hey, Inertia, come. Good, switch. Stay, high five.
Yeah.
There we
Good.
go. Good job.
You did stand.
I'm gonna give you a treat for that.
Get your tail.
Hey, Inertia, get your tail.
Yes.
Ah, she's trying. Get it, get your tail. I'll take it. She struggles with that one, but I think that was a pretty good effort. Good girl. Look at how dirty she is.
I know. Adventure dog. I'm trying to avoid
Oh, I
ones
know.
on the ground. Hang
How
on.
about a back stall? Stay. Stall. Stay.
Yes.
Okay. Good job. Wow. Good. All right, let's put your leash back on. Let's quit while we're ahead, right? It's only been in the last few weeks where I'm even comfortable enough to take off her leash to do a trick like that, but I'm still doing it in moderation. I mean, with this being Alaska wilderness, I want to be extra careful with her right now. But in small chunks, I'll test her off leash when I'm really confident she's going to listen to me. And since I know her so well, I was pretty confident she'd listen. So practicing your training in new places like this makes it more likely that they're going to do these types of things when you ask them to do them elsewhere, right? So that's the whole point of practicing so many places as often as you can, really. So what I'm hoping you get from this is that it's normal for it to take time for dogs to be highly obedient in new and interesting places. We have got to tell you guys something that happened yesterday to us, and it was one of the most interesting Alaskan experiences I've ever had. I was playing Frisbee with Inertia in a baseball field near our Airbnb, and Bree is still in the car while I'm practicing on the baseball field, and all of a sudden I hear, Zach, grab Inertia. So I don't even look, right? I mean, I hear grab Inertia and that urgency. I immediately got control of her, and then I look behind me to see what it is, and I could not believe it. It was a runaway moose. It seems the moose had run into an American flag and it got draped over his eyes, so he couldn't really see anything.
He was panicked. He was freaking out.
So we're in the presence of a panicked moose, which if you know anything about moose, is not a good situation at all. As I'm trying to take cover, I yell to Bree, hey Bree, film that.
Of course he did.
And that's where this picks up. We definitely felt terrible for this moose because he has no way to get this flag off of his head, but he's just walking around the parking lot. At this point, I'm taking cover with Inertia here, and he starts walking directly at us. I'm taking cover in the dugout, which you'll see here in just a second. Now, Bree's keeping safe, and then he bumps into the fence. I'm behind this wall right here that you can see, and I've got Inertia, and I'm holding her, trying to keep her quiet, and she was really good, and it's completely covered. I can't see a thing, but all I hear is like a trotting horse or something, but it sounds like a really big horse. And so then he continues to walk, but you know, he's still unpredictable. And then he's gonna bump into this little barricade here.
Yeah,
Poor
he just
guy.
kept bumping into stuff, which was scaring him, of course, because then he was like, oh shoot, what is that?
Yeah, I
So
know.
he couldn't see where he was going.
And then he kicks the fence there because he bumps into it. What we did find out is they did call the police, a neighbor did. He followed up with us a little bit later. So that's the last I heard, is they were trying to find him in order to help him out there. While we were in the area though, we did warn a few other people that there was a moose. Apparently that's good etiquette here in Alaska when you see one. By the way, that was the 10th moose I saw on our trip here. And in general, moose are gonna leave you alone. I mean, they don't bother you, but again, this was an extraordinary situation in that the moose was in a heightened state of panic. So.
Right, and blind, so he's just running around,
Yep.
running into stuff.
I can say that right before I grabbed Inertia, I said, Inertia, stay. Picked her up and then, you know, took cover in the dugout.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people do ask about what to do with their dogs
Right.
in a wildlife encounter.
I can tell you practicing that emergency stay came in really handy. It's a shame we weren't able to get it on camera, but we had bigger priorities like staying alive. But that emergency stay came in handy. Practicing come when called is something that you can do. In that case, I didn't have to because she was close enough. That's why you practice with distractions. I mean, I can't help but think that some of that training we did in the French Quarter in New Orleans with the mules.
Oh yeah, with the mules. That's
you know,
smart.
Yeah, because if I hadn't trained around that, she would have likely totally freaked out. I mean, we've done our fair of ungulate training. Giraffes, mules, now moose. Just need to throw some elephants in there and we should be good. Looks like we've got some precipitation coming back, so I think we'll quit while we're ahead here and end this lesson. It started off like, oh gosh, I don't think we're gonna be able to get much done, but I mean, from a training perspective, I'm thrilled with her, and from a personal perspective, I just can't believe how amazing it is out here. All of you can get a free extra month of BarkBox or Super Chewer by going to barkbox.com/dogtraining or superchewer.com/dogtraining. I'm gonna have links below. Subscribe to this channel and get a copy of my book, Guide to a Well-Behaved Dog. Follow me on Instagram too. I'll have all of the links in the description below. I can't wait for our next video. See you next time.